Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to an episode of Bite the Arrow in which I review today's movie, which is The Deadly Spawn. So Deadly Spawn is a 1983 kind of monster movie. And what's really interesting in this film when I was looking up about it afterwards is this film was shot for $25,000 US. Just think about that, $25,000. That is fuck all when it comes to low budget indie movie. I mean, this was, take Evil Dead for example. That was, I believe, I was watching a video and it was done like, it was made for $350,000. That just shows the difference. But for a shoestring budget, this movie was made, and you can tell that the people who made this made it with passion, with an interest in the monster movie genre. So it's essentially about the film opens where two guys are camping in the woods and a meteor flies to Earth, crashes to Earth, and of course they go and investigate what the hell this could have been. And you do know if they go and investigate something like this, you know what's going to happen. The inevitable death, the opening death scene, and it's like they get eaten by these kind of parasite worm-like things, and you can tell from the DVD cover in the background here what they look like. They look like giant dicks with teeth, basically. But so following that, it turns its main focus on this family, and this family, it starts off and it starts off actually at a quick pace. It introduces you very quickly to his family. The mother and the father wake up, they go downstairs, and then he essentially goes to investigate any water damage from the night before, so the storm. So we've got very cellars, and he goes down and he gets attacked, you know, by one of these giant spawn. I'm going to call them spawn parasites, spawn creatures. So boom, he's knocked off straight away. Great practical effects. His then wife comes down to find him, and again she's wiped out, and to some fantastic special effects. There's a scene in here, and again spoilers, so I'm going to give you spoilers all throughout from now on. So anyone watching, I'm giving the spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Right, so she's killed off straight away as well by this monster, by the monster, and the practical effects is like it bites her in the face and it rips her kind of face off from here, and it looks so darn good. The practical effects on this point are really, really well shot. First of all, you see a shot of it just ripping the flesh off, and the flesh comes away really quickly and really well, and then you just have a close-up of the face where it's all like de-skinned. You can see all the flesh from underneath, and it's really well done. You can tell that the people in this, with their shoestring budget, have actually thought about where can we get the most for our money, where can we get the enjoyment and the most bang for the buck, and especially in the effects. And the monster design is great, really weird, really looking. They have all these like parasitic kind of little embryo kind of creatures which go off like a bit like Slither, James Gunn's Slither, these little wormy things. So basically this poor couple's wiped off, and they've got two sons, Charles and Peter, I think it is. Charles is kind of the main protagonist, and he's only a kid, and so this kid's got this kind of obsession with monster movies. So you go into his bedroom and it says hello to him, and you know he's got like Universal monsters like Godzillas, masks, Frankensteins. I think I saw a poster for a film, I forget what it is now, but some of the posters you recognise on his wall, some of the old classic monster movies. So you know that he's obsessed with that sort of genre movie, and he's got his aunt and uncle staying with him as well. So you know you've already killed off two main characters, but you already killed off two fodder straight away. So there's then the aunt and uncle, and it starts off really well paced. I've said that already. And I think if I were these sort of films, they, especially when it's got a low budget, I find that they start off fast, filler, and end on a high. So and you really do get that in this movie. It starts quick, starts a lot of action, there's the middle fodder, and then there's the end. So basically, the auntie, you follow a bit more, and then the son, Charles, he goes down into their cellar to scare an electrician who comes around to see the damage. And that's when he discovers his parents have been killed. And most probably young kids. I mean, I don't know how old he is, maybe 12, 13, but maybe even younger than that, actually. I mean, he sees his mother's head on the floor, and he doesn't panic, he doesn't run off, he doesn't scream, he just stands there in awe, I suppose, but he just stands there admiring this bloody thing, and it's just like, it was weird, and he kind of like senses that he's this monster's sensitive to sound because he clicks his fingers, and it leads up to a scene later on and how he basically defeats it in the end. So nothing really, there isn't much really. It's all really set in this house and this family, and then this son Charles, who's the youngest, and then Peter, he gets some friends round to study, and then there's some more comes on later. I think it's Charles' brother and his auntie remain. Then I put some notes down here. Peter's brother, friends come over to study, so it's basically just more fodder because you already killed off the mum and dad in the first 10 minutes. And then the aunt goes to her mother's house to go and have like a vegetarian meal with her mother and her friends. It's just more fodder because they all get attacked and start being attacked by all these monsters. And then, like I said, Charles figures out that they're triggered by sound. So as the attack continues to happen on the house, they then run off upstairs to Sanctuary. But of course, the dreaded dick-teethed monster. It's a brilliant design, to be honest. It is really good design. Follows them upstairs, and then, do you know what's really weird? It's like an hour in and they introduce this new character called Kathy.
What the fuck is that?
So then we get to the ending, and the ending is they're up in the attic, the loft, and then the aliens there, all in its full glory, coming at you, going to get Charles, the young kid. And he saves the day, which is fantastic to see. Kind of like, you expect maybe the brother, but no, Peter's a rat pussy. It's Charles, all about Charles, the young Charles. He gets this kind of one of his puppet heads and fills it with this like exploding powder and shoves it in his mouth and puts it in, and poof, we get guts and shit flowing everywhere. So it's not a horror classic in summary. It's not a horror classic. It is a real fun monster movie, really low budget, very constrained to where it's shot, constrained to the house and their aunt's mother's house. So very, not claustrophobic, but very, just with the shooting budget, you can't have loads of locations and things if you wish. So is it worth your time? Definitely worth your 80, 90 odd minutes, whatever it was long. It's a fun ride. It's your perfect beer and mates movie. Have some beers, get some food, and have a fun time with your friends. It is a solid 3 hours out of 5. So there we go. 1983 Spawn, The Deadly Spawn. Go check it out, and I'll see you again next time on Bite the Arrow. Peace.